Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Gianluca Massi speaking on the behalf of the Virtual Telescope project, and I'm very happy and proud to be live again via the Virtual Telescope project, bringing to you this partial lunar eclipse. Tonight, while we are looking at this, we are ready to spy our natural satellite, the Moon, just marginally entering in the Earth shadow, just a little. So this partial eclipse, I mean, this one is not going to be total. The Moon will never enter entirely, completely inside the shadow of the Earth, but still, I hope it will be fun. Gianluca Masi speaking on the behalf of the Virtual Telescope project. I am in Rome, and we are using right now our robotic telescopes in Tuscany, Italy, where our system is. So the Moon here is still untouched, I would say, by any evidence of the eclipse, my friends, but soon we will start looking and seeing something. I will try to summarize, of course, what the eclipse is. Right now, we should be already, we started at least the Penumbra phase, and let me see if I can simulate what is going on, my friends, here and there. So let me look for our planetarium so that I can hopefully show you what is going on. So we are already there, of course. So here it is, my friends. I want to say if I can adjust the vision a bit, but I am back for now to our live images. Keep in mind, images are live, my friends. Happy that the sky is clear. Not sure if it will stay clear. So keeping our finger crossed, my friends. Really keeping finger crossed. Just checking a few things while you are already spotting the Moon, and formally, as I said, the Penumbra has already started. I'm just trying to see how I can. Okay, let me see if I can make our simulator perhaps more funny for you. Okay, let me see here. Exactly. So friends, here we also have, as I said, a simulator of what is going on. You can see the Earth Umbra in red, the Earth Penumbra, and the Moon has just touched the Penumbra, and at some point perhaps we should be able to spot something in our image while everything is running live from the Virtual Telescope facility in Italy. Gianluca Masi speaking, and while I'm doing so, I want just to remind you about the technological partners of the Virtual Telescope project, and they are Software Bisque, C-Web, and Telescope Live. So proud to be live tonight, hopefully under good skies, good weather conditions, to hopefully have a nice experience. As you can see, we are taking images, and you can see the typical structure of the lunar disk. I mean, with the Maria, the darker regions. I want to see if I can adjust just the color or not. Perhaps this is the best color balance as it was earlier. Just making sure that everything is working correctly, my friends, to hopefully bring the best to you. Okay. Okay, I think we are having with this the best possible white balance. So the images are coming live as I said. And we are waiting to see more and more of the lunar eclipse. If I increase the exposure time, I am always amazed to see real-time things. Half a second is way too much. This is just telling us how bright the moon is tonight, being full, of course. Needless to say, every time you have a lunar eclipse, you really need a full moon. And while we are waiting for the eclipse, the Penumbra, to show better, we should look at this region. Look, there is some bird, something like that, in front of the telescope while I'm speaking. So you can keep an eye also on the local time. In Italy it's 8:13 p.m. I want to take an image from time to time so that later we will also have something to look. Just making sure we have the best possible experience. Sorry. Okay, I will leave this way. So this is our moon live from Italy. We are using our large field astrograph located in Manciano, Italy. So happy that the weather is cooperating so far. So I would like to share with you a few basic information about the eclipse. You know, we are waiting for this partial lunar eclipse to show because at some point, while the eclipse has already started formally, that is, the moon has started entering the so-called Penumbra, we are waiting for the Umbra, which is a much stronger feature. But before that moment, something going to happen later tonight, we should start seeing more and more of the Penumbra effect on the right, more or less, of this of the lunar disk as we are seeing it right now. But while we are waiting, I want to remind you that the lunar eclipse is just happening when the moon is full, because you really need that all the characters, all the actors needed are on stage. They are the sun, the earth and the moon, exactly in this sequence, because the sun is making its light available, the earth is shadow, and the moon just trying to align the best she can with the sun, and the earth is entering the earth shadow. Unfortunately, tonight the alignment will not be perfect as it is needed to have a total eclipse. It will be less than perfect, so the moon will only partially enter the earth shadow, and the eclipse, as I said, will be just partial, my friends. But still, I hope this will be rewarding for you. Anyway, while, as I said, the full moon is needed for a lunar eclipse, we are not having an eclipse every full moon, and I think we can make this quite evident to understand, because the moon is orbiting around the earth. It takes less than 1 month to the moon to complete its orbit, and the lunar orbit is on a plane which is not on the same plane as the orbit of the earth. The lunar plane, the lunar orbit plane, is tilted of about 5 degrees against the plane hosting the earth plane. By the way, on the plane hosting the earth orbit, the ecliptic plane, of course, you have the sun by definition, because you are orbiting with your planet, our planet, the earth, around it, and also the shadow of the earth is on the same plane. So the sun, the earth and the earth shadow are on the same place, the ecliptic plane, the plane hosting the earth orbit. The lunar orbit is on a different plane, just 5 degrees tilted. So generally the moon is not on the same plane as the earth orbit, where the sun and the earth shadows are. So in order to have an eclipse, the moon must be on the same plane as the earth, the sun and the earth shadow, of course. This can happen only at 2 points of the lunar orbit, the so-called nodes, when the 2 planes are just at their intersection. You can see this very simply from this diagram. You see that there is a line just making clear where the lunar plane and the earth plane are just at the intersection, and there are 2 points of the lunar orbit on that line. They are the nodes. In other words, nodes are the 2 points of the lunar orbit where the lunar orbit is just crossing the earth plane. Okay, so if the full moon is happening when the moon is around that special point, the node, they are 2 as I said, you can have an eclipse. This is why you don't have a lunar eclipse every full moon, and you don't have a solar eclipse every new moon. Everything stays in those 5 degrees, and I hope that this diagram made the things clear for you to properly understand. Let's go back and see what is happening to the moon. Here we are, my friends. We are about 15 minutes into the penumbra. Now let's try to understand what is the difference between Umbra and Penumbra. Penumbra should be, let me put the simulator on again for you. The penumbra should be, as I said, on the right, more or less on the right. If you compare more or less here, if you look at our lunar disk, okay? If you were right on the right of the lunar disk, if you were there, okay, somewhere on the moon, on the right of our image here, looking at the sun, you will see the sun partially eclipsed by the earth, because of course from the lunar point of view this is a solar eclipse. So in other words, the penumbra is just an effect of the partial phase of the solar eclipse seen right now from the moon. At some point, when the Umbra will be covering part of the lunar surface, if you were there where the Umbra will be showing, from there you will see the sun totally eclipsed. So in other words, the Umbra on the lunar surface is the region from where the solar eclipse seen from the moon will be total. I hope this made things clearer for you, my friends. We are truly enjoying the view via the Virtual Telescope project, my friends. And we are, of course, hoping to see more and more. So if you, let me see if I can just rotate the simulator so that I can match what we are seeing here. Let me see, more or less this should be the site. Okay. I think this could be the case. But I need to rotate again, sorry. So I really want you to see this at its best. So please expect to see some darkening on the right. And just to remind you about times, we need 1 hour more to see the effect of Umbra, okay? But still, I'm confident we can start soon seeing the marginal effects of Penumbra. I want to play a bit with a few things here. Sorry, not possible here. What if I reduce the exposure time? I'm just trying to see if I just can have emphasis on the Penumbra effects, perhaps on the right. So happy that the weather for now is cooperating. Weather has been terrible in Italy recently, my friends. And as you can see, from time to time, I'm taking images. And very happy to see. To me, the right of the lunar disk, that is this region, is perhaps fainter than the one on the left, as expected by the eclipse effects. Happy we are enjoying this via the Virtual Telescope project. And I will ask now the system to track the lunar motion. Let me check if I did something wrong. Okay, now I see that the right of the lunar disk is darker. I think you can see this by yourself too, darker than the left side, because as I said, this is the penumbra effect. How clear now is the effect of the penumbra with the right? Clearly darker than the left. The right ear is clearly darker than the left. Happy to have such a nice vision, and happy to be able to share this via the Virtual Telescope project. Please consider supporting us. As you see, we never ask for money to join our live feeds, but still this does not mean we have no cost to cover. So just visit www.virtualtelescope.eu and look for the donate option to support us and see more and more astronomical events and amazing things happening there. Clearly the effects of the penumbra are visible here. Clearly darker. And you can clearly see also the Tycho crater here, one of the most remarkable features on the lunar disk. And let me see if I can also show you the telescopes in action to add more and more to your experience. We are clearly seeing on the right a darkening of the lunar disk due to the Earth penumbra, while I also want to share with you another thing, if I can. Here it is. This is the telescope we are using. Well, not the main telescope, but the little one on the top. The little one on the top here. There is a spider in front of the camera, as you can see. But let's go back to the moon. Here we are. It's clear how darker the right side of the lunar disk is because of the penumbra. We entered the penumbra 30 minutes ago, half an hour ago. Clearly darker on the right. The effects of the penumbra is evident to me. Always checking the weather because you never know. Also, wind could be an issue because telescopes cannot be stressed by wind. And I'm happy that we are having such a beautiful sight, clearly showing, as I said, the effects of penumbra on the right of the lunar disk. Let me see if I can just... This is not possible. Anyway, from time to time, I want to take a snapshot. I take a little break of a few minutes with the audio, but of course I'm leaving the images coming. Back in 5 minutes. Here I am. As you can see, the eclipse is gently evolving, still with the very subtle presence of the penumbra on the right. I want to thank all of you for joining this live feed brought to you by the Virtual Telescope Project. We are remotely using our large field astrograph here in Italy. I am in Rome and I am connected remotely to my robotic facility, the Virtual Telescope Project facility in Tuscany, in the Maremma countryside. Very special place with a very dark sky. Of course, the dark sky doesn't matter when you have the full moon, but still a very precious value to enjoy and protect. And we are still looking up together with this eclipse slowly evolving. We are less than 1 hour away from the beginning of the Umbra, which is going to show in 55 minutes. 55 minutes, my friends. Clear evidence of the penumbra effects. Look on the right of the lunar disk. The right of the lunar disk, that is this portion, which is clearly darker than the left side, with our simulator here clearly telling you what is happening. So the moon is just slowly entering the penumbra. At some point the penumbra will cover almost the entire lunar disk, while the moon will be ready to touch the Umbra, the much more dramatic Umbra, of course. Hope you are having fun, my friends. I always love sharing the wonders of cosmos with people worldwide via the Virtual Telescope Project, like tonight. Having fun all the times. Truly enjoying sharing the beauty of the cosmos with people from all around the planet, as I said. Having fun, enjoying the penumbra, looking forward to see more and the dramatic, much more dramatic effects of the Umbra. Happy to see every time the Virtual Telescope Project ready to share what is happening up there with the worldwide community. As you see, we never ask for money. We think the universe belongs to everyone. But if you want to support us paying the bills monthly, you can donate to the Virtual Telescope Project. Just visit www.virtualtelescope.eu, and from there you will be able to support our project. Please consider doing this. How clear is now the effect of the penumbra on the right? Always a magnetic experience looking at the moon. I forgot how many times we shared lunar eclipses since the Virtual Telescope project started operations almost 18 years ago. Always a joy for us. Look now how easy to see is the darkening on the right. Really easy. And what you see here is Mare Humorum, sorry, this one, the dark sea you see here, while this one is Mare Crisum, and this is the darkening I was referring to, saying that here you see the effects of Penumbra. We are slowly approaching the Umbra stage, which is in about 45 minutes, while about 15 minutes ago the moon entered the so-called penumbra. As I said earlier, the effects of penumbra are clearly visible on the right of the lunar disk as we are seeing it via our astrograph. And the penumbra is just related to the simple thing. If you were on the moon right now, you are enjoying a solar eclipse, sorry. And right now, the solar eclipse will be partial, as seen from the moon. So you are just suffering a partial reduction of the solar light reaching the moon, okay? Nowhere on the moon the sun is completely covered by the Earth disk. When the Umbra will start, the Earth Umbra will start covering the lunar surface, if you were there where the Umbra is, you will see the sun completely covered by the Earth disk, but with a very bright atmosphere all around, with a very beautiful red color. This is why the moon looks red during totality. I guess that we have a few chances to see that red color at the peak of the partial eclipse, at the peak of the Umbra, so we will see later. How clear is now the effect of the penumbra on the right, with very clearly darker region versus brighter. The red side of the lunar disk, as seen right now via our astrograph, is clearly darker than the left side. We have been waiting for a while here in Italy to see a lunar eclipse, no matter the quality, partial, total, whatever. The next lunar partial lunar eclipse visible from Italy will be in a bit less than 1 year. But we will need to wait for 2 years in Italy, I mean, to see a total eclipse of the moon. how clear, I repeat, are now effects of penumbra on the right side of the lunar disk. Sorry. While the moon is full, while we are enjoying this partial eclipse, I'm also asking the other telescopes part of the project, the virtual telescope project, to do their science. So we are keeping an eye to our scientific targets, no matter the eclipse, no matter the full moon. And look how clear is evidence of the darkening on the right. Very beautiful, I must say. How beautiful, really. Every time to share the magic of the night sky with the world via the virtual telescope project. I really love what we are seeing. Sorry, my friends. Back. Truly enjoying the show with you. We are keeping an eye on the moon constantly. From time to time, I stop talking. Still, the vision is rewarding, I believe. And we are slowly approaching the Umbra phase, my friends. Hope you are having fun with us. Hope that the virtual telescope project is succeeding, bringing to you the beauty of this experience. Let's take a new capture. How dark is now the right side of the lunar disk, because of the penumbra slowly approaching the umbra. And we can see all this here. Let me remove a few things just to make the vision clearer. Sorry. But now back to real images. Still amazing, I think, even if the eclipse will be just partial. I think the experience is still amazing. How beautiful this is. Look at the right side. How dark it is now, while we are less than 30 minutes away from the umbra. I repeat, this is a partial eclipse. This will be never total. The moon will be just marginally inside the Earth shadow. Only 6% of the lunar surface will be covered by the Earth shadow. Truly loving this. Happy to share with the people via the virtual telescope project, something making me truly proud, truly happy. Sorry, the microphone level was very low. I apologize. We are still tracking the eclipse, of course. The right side of the lunar disk, as seen in our images, is so dark now. While we approach the Umbra will start showing on the lunar disk in less than 30 minutes, while we opened this feed about 1 hour ago. You can support the Virtual Telescope project by visiting our website www.virtualtelescope.eu, and from there you can support us by donations. As you see, we don't ask for money to join our events, but still we have to pay for the technology, the maintenance, the bills, you can easily imagine. So please consider supporting us. We will never ask for money, but still we need money to keep alive the project. So happy that we are having such a beautiful site. So happy that the Virtual Telescope project is making possible for people worldwide to enjoy the sky. We are truly having fun here. With this beautiful site, kindly brought to you by the Virtual Telescope project. So nice, so great, so beautiful. From time to time I capture an image. I think that while partial, the eclipse we are enjoying is still amazing. At least this is what I think. Looking forward to see more and more. Love this. Bringing to you the beauty of the eclipses. A joy for me. Hope you are having fun while the darkening is slowly increasing. How beautiful, my friends, every time. Love it, honestly. How beautiful, my friends. We've been lucky so far. While we are 20 minutes away from the Umbra, as you can see here from the simulator, the red circle is of course, is the Umbra, while the lighter one is the Penumbra. Hope you can see this. So the moon is almost entirely inside the Penumbra, but of course the Penumbra, the inner Penumbra, is much darker than the outer Penumbra, needless to say. So nice, so happy. Back to real images. Here we are. Oh, beautiful, my friends. With the Eclipse ongoing, the Virtual Telescope Project is proud to bring this experience to you. Please consider supporting our project. You can easily do this and this event is hosted as part of the International Observe the Moon Night 2023, an event organized by NASA every year, having the Virtual Telescope Project as an official sponsor. And the official night was last week, but last week weather was terrible in Italy, so we rescheduled the International Observe the Moon Night on time with the eclipse. I'm so happy to celebrate the moon, its beauty, together with the world out there tonight with this eclipse. In about 15 minutes we will formally touch the shadow that is the moon. We'll gently cleanse the shadow, and look how now on the right, my friends, the clear evidence of the shadow is showing more and more. I really love this. How all this is gently developing while we are looking. We are almost 1,000 people connected from all around the planet, while the moon is approaching the shadow, the Earth. Very beautiful to see such a more dramatic effect of the shadow approaching. Look now here how dark it is. I'm truly excited to enjoy this view together with such a huge number of people. Thank you for joining the Virtual Telescope Project live feed. We are just exactly 1,000 people connected, making even more magic the experience for us, while the eclipse is ongoing, while we are approaching the peak, but still waiting for the Umbra. Enjoying this experience very much, with the Virtual Telescope Project bringing from Italy such a beautiful sight, while, as I said, we are approaching the Umbra right now. We are observing the moon live. This is too much just to enjoy more and more. At some point I will want to increase the exposure. Let me try, if you don't mind. Not now. Back to the previous setting, so that we can at least enjoy what is going on. It's such a very beautiful show. How dark now is the upper right? We are seeing more and more. Hope you are having fun with us while we are approaching the Umbra, formally in 10 minutes now. how beautiful the experience is. Now that the Virtual Telescope project is sharing this very intriguing moment of the eclipse. Having a lot of fun together, I think. So happy we are doing this together. Via the Virtual Telescope project. And this is always amazing. Every time we can share the beauty of the cosmos, every time something special is happening up there, the Virtual Telescope project is just doing its best to bring the experience to the world. Look now how clear the darkening is on the right side of the lunar disk. Now that we are less than 10 minutes apart from the Umbra, which will be the beginning of the peak of the event. We are really enjoying this eclipse using our facility in Tuscany. These images are coming from our large field of view astrograph, and I must say that the results are truly amazing. Happy to have this telescope at work there. While we are now suffering some wind, I need to monitor this to hopefully see this lowering. How nice, how beautiful. We are truly approaching the Umbra. With our telescope capturing the darkening so well. Having fun, sharing this beauty with you, my friends. And we are slowly ready. We are already approaching the Umbra. And I must say that even if you have seen such an eclipse many times, even if this is not a total eclipse, but just a partial one, the feeling, the beauty, the excitement are really, really huge. so beautiful, so happy that technology is able to bring all these things to you. Keeping my fingers crossed because of the wind, which is close to the limits for us, but still we are go. Just taking images from time to time. I'm always amazed to see the beauty of nature in action. Let me see if by increasing the exposure okay. Tracking the eclipse. All these brought to you by the Virtual Telescope project in Italy. Please consider supporting our project. As you see, we are offering such an experience to the world at no cost. You can support the Virtual Telescope project, paying the bills, making the technology available, keeping this great project up and running now that we are almost 18 years old. You can really contribute by visiting www.virtualtelescope.eu, and from there you can really help us by clicking on donate, and from there you can select the option you prefer. Please consider this if you like what we are doing right now. We are formally approaching the Umbra. Let me see what the simulator can say. Here we are. The Umbra is the red circle, of course. And we are almost there. And then, for a while, we will gently enter the Earth shadow. For about 40 minutes. So formally, we have just entered the shadow. Look how dark is the upper right border. From time to time, I try to increase the exposure. I will do this later, close to the Umbra peak, to see if we will have any hint of reddening, just to check. Ah, my, amazing. Amazing. Amazing, really amazing. Truly loving this. How beautiful the experience, at least for me. This is super. Truly enjoying. Hope you are having fun, my friends, with this experience. Still amazed. Sorry. Plenty of fun for us. With so many people connected while we are now in the Earth shadow. This means that on the very darker region of the moon, if you were there, you could enjoy a solar total eclipse. If you were there. That is the meaning of the Umbra. The region of the moon, now in the Umbra of the Earth, is enjoying a total solar eclipse, while the region in the Penumbra was just facing a partial solar eclipse. So we can say that in this region of the moon, the solar eclipse is total. So we are enjoying the shadow now. Having fun, keeping an eye on the wind, which is still a reason of concern. While I'm asking the other telescope doing my own scientific work to stop. I just increased the exposure time a bit. We are now 5 minutes into the Earth shadow. With this beautiful experience, beautiful sight, brought to you via the Virtual Telescope project, with so many people connected from all around the planet. We hope at least to reach the peak before the wind will force us in case to close. I'm not saying this will happen, but I have to keep an eye on this to take care of the safety of the system, which is a priority, of course. Having fun, enjoying this together. Hoping the wind will stay with us. I'm just increasing the exposure time in real time with you. To be sure we can in case enjoy the reddening, if any, because the eclipse is just marginal. I'm not sure we will have any hint of the red color inside the Umbra. Always magic. plenty of fun for us. It has been 10 minutes now after the eclipse reached the Umbra phase. So let me check the schedule of the eclipse. I mean, the peak will be in about 30 minutes. And now we are 10 minutes into the shadow. All this is amazing that he's enjoying these cosmic shows in real time, thanks to our platform. So proud of the virtual telescope project. Really happy. The eclipse is ongoing. And we are enjoying this beautiful sight. Perhaps, I don't know, what do you think here? Perhaps we have a warmer color, perhaps announcing a bit of red, but still, I'm not sure. But perhaps yes, but we will say later if this hint of red is coming from the properties of the Umbra. Because as I said, if you go where the Umbra is now, just showing darkness, okay? If you go here on the moon, you will see the total solar eclipse ongoing, but the Earth is showing a bright red aureola, which is the atmosphere, sending to the moon the red component on the solar light after the other colors. After all the colors were separated like in a prism, okay, and only the red components is able to reach the region of the moon in the full darkness, inside the Earth shadow. Back to 100% natural scale. Still want to capture this, the record as they say. Too much. This is the good of the virtual telescope project, making possible for us to experiment. Look how dark the lunar disk is now compared to what we saw at the beginning, because now while we have the shadow here, even the other side of course is inside the penumbra, and here the simulator can help us understanding what is happening. Back to the real images. Live images are coming. We are having fun all together. I'm still very happy to enjoy the view with you. While we are seeing the shadow. Now 15 minutes after the moon entered the Umbra. Lot of fun for me bringing to you all these things. How beautiful, my friends. Every time sharing the beauty of the cosmos. Capturing images from time to time. This is the beauty of the night sky at work. Let's see from time to time, while we approach the maximum of the eclipse, in about 22 minutes, if we have an hint of the red color. Perhaps we have some red here. Who knows if this is an artifact or not. Very likely it is the red, the typical red inside the earth shadow. During totality. More and more. This live feed sharing the partial lunar eclipse is also celebrating the International Observe the Moon Night. Keeping finger crossed here. With the wind. Still a truly amazing experience via the Virtual Telescope project. Now we are 20 minutes far from the peak of the eclipse. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I know I use this word often, but it is the only right word I can think of right now. Thank you for joining this live feed. I see we are about 1,500 people connected from all around the globe, making us at the Virtual Telescope Project happy. If you don't mind, we would like also to share with you another thing. Because there is also Jupiter there, I would like to do one thing, if you don't mind, while we are approaching. Let me see if pointing this portion, what I can do. Let me stop here. No moon, okay, I know, but what if I put everything back? Perhaps we should have Jupiter somewhere. Here it is, Jupiter. Let me see one thing. This is planet Jupiter, of course. With its 4 satellites, by the way. Look. But now, of course, the moon is too much light. I don't think we can have an exposure with both Jupiter and the moon. But at least, my friends, enjoy here. Both the moon on the left here and Jupiter here. But now I want to go back to the moon. Just putting things back. Okay, I think we can stay with this. I need now to ask the telescope to track the moon. And back now to our image. 15 minutes from the totality. and we are approaching the peak of the eclipse in 15 minutes. Taking a few images for later. And now you can see how dark the entire lunar disk is now, because while the shadow is just interacting with the upper right region, of course the entire disk, the rest of the disk, is at least inside the penumbra, at least. While we are less than 15 minutes from the peak of the eclipse, we are approaching our first 2 hours of live feed. And this eclipse is brought to you via the Virtual Telescope project. Consider supporting our project. Visit www.virtualtelescope.eu, and from there you can donate to support our operations. We are not asking for money, you see. If you want to join, you can do this for free. As you can easily see, you are here for free, but still we have to pay bills and many other things. So if we want, you can really help us keeping this project alive. And our activities are very well documented. Our reputation is amazing. We have been around for almost now 18 years, bringing to you the no less than the universe. So perhaps you will want to support our activities. And if you want, it is very easy. Visit www.virtualtelescope.eu and help us donating whatever you want. Capturing images. Look how we can at least appreciate a reddish color inside the Umbra. This is something I will look more into while processing all these images, but I really think we have an hint of the red color here. Ten minutes from the peak of the Umbra. Having fun, enjoying this masterpiece. This is Mother Nature. So far, so good. Ten minutes to the peak of the eclipse. So beautiful, really, really nice. Happy to share something so special with the world. Having fun, truly enjoying this masterpiece of beauty. And once again, virtual telescope succeeded bringing to you the universe in action. In 7 minutes, we will have the peak. I really think that an hint of red on the border here could be seen. Please note this is a truly marginal eclipse with just 6% of the lunar surface going to be covered at the peak that is in 5 minutes more or less by now. So very beautiful experience. Having fun with the night sky once again via the virtual telescope project. Please subscribe the Virtual Telescope Project YouTube channel because trust me, more and more is coming. You will be very sad to miss the next great events, and the only way you have is just to subscribe the YouTube channel, which is free of course and easy. You can do this right away, right now. And we are very proud of this technology, making possible for everyone to enjoy the cosmos live via the Virtual Telescope Project. Look at the pale but red color here. The effects of the red reaching the moon in the Umbra region. Only there. Slowly approaching the peak. With the hour feed. We are approaching the peak, as I said, in a few minutes. So happy, really happy. We are approaching the peak. I love this. And we are less than 2 minutes from the peak now. And I think we have evidence of red color here. Not strong, of course, because, as I say, the eclipse is only marginal. But still rewarding. And so proud that the Virtual Telescope project could bring this beauty to you via the technology we have been using for 18 years now, pioneering the field of real-time streaming the cosmos online. When we started, really nobody was doing that. Simply because the technology did not exist at the time and we had to use other stuff, but still amazing times, amazing memories from those truly amazing and historic now moments. Now we are at the peak, my friends. This is the peak. And perhaps you can see at its best the subtle but visible red coloration of the border, I think. The peak now. By now, the eclipse is leaving. After climbing, we were on the peak seconds ago, and now we are leaving. so proud the Virtual Telescope project could do this. We are still tracking the eclipse. A few minutes after the peak now. With all this fun. This is super. So beautiful, my friends. Sad that after all this is living, but very happy as it was amazing for us. Sorry. So beautiful, my friends. Here in Rome, where I am, we have clouds right now, but luckily our robotic telescope is under clear sky, so we can share this with you. So happy, so happy. How beautiful it is. Now you can see how the moon is recovering its brightness in the region far from the shadow occurs. Let's see what the simulator is saying. Yes, this region is of course approaching the border of the Penumbra. This one. I'm so happy that everything went well so far. So beautiful again. Very nice experience. I must admit that this experience is truly outstanding. I'm really loving this. The eclipse is ongoing. I invite you to subscribe the Virtual Telescope Project YouTube channel. It is quite easy. Just click on the little bell and you are done. This way you will miss nothing, as we plan to do more and more, as we have been doing for almost 18 years now. So it's our tradition now to make people happy. So proud that everything went so well. The sky has been very clear all the time, while here in Rome, around the peak, made observations hard. So having this remote high turned out to be a winning factor. So just consider, as I said, the opportunity to subscribe our YouTube channel. Feel free to comment our video here as well. And of course, visit www.virtualtelescope.eu. From our website, you can contribute supporting our project. You see, we ask for no money. We want everyone joining for free, but still we have to pay bills. We have to pay maintenance and the technology to make all this possible. So if you want, if you can, just donate to the Virtual Telescope project by visiting our website at virtualtelescope.eu, and from there look for the donate menu, and that is done. Donate whatever you want, being sure that we will use your help to bring the beauty of the cosmos to the world. We are, of course, leaving the eclipse. Look now how brighter the bottom left of the lunar disk is compared to what we were seeing 30 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Plenty of beauty with this eclipse. So nice. Never tire. We at the Virtual Telescope Project are never tired to bring the cosmos in real time to people worldwide. We love this. We honestly love this experience. It is for us truly rewarding. So nice. So friends, we actually did 2 hour and 30 minutes of live feed so far. We covered most of the eclipse, and 20 minutes ago we also had the peak. Now we are quickly approaching the end of the Umbra phase. In 15 minutes the Umbra will be gone. So beautiful to share everything happening up there with the community via the Virtual Telescope project. So happy to bring this to the world. We will cover at least the eclipse at least until the moment the Umbra will leave the lunar surface. That is 15 minutes by now. Let's check the simulator also. And as we know, we are leaving the Umbra pretty soon. But back to the live feed. 14 minutes to the end of the Umbra. We are quickly approaching the end of the Umbra in about 10 minutes now. With this superb coverage by the Virtual Telescope project. And to be honest, I'm very happy we could share this event with all of you, ideally reaching you at home via the technology. So having fun all the time. Look how now the moon is recovering its brightness on the bottom. Truly having fun all together. We are approaching the end of the Umbra, and at that point I will also close the audio comment, but still will keep the live images opened. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So happy to approach the end of the Umbra after perfect coverage. So approaching the end. This is super, really, to say the least. So amazing, so amazing. So friends, we are truly approaching the exit from Umbra in a few minutes now. With this perfect coverage provided by the Virtual Telescope project. So we are really approaching the end of the Umbra in less than 2 minutes, and we are also approaching our 3 hours of live coverage. With this, we are officially leaving the Umbra soon. I would say more or less now, with our satellite now slowly gaining its original brightness back. And at this moment, my friends, we are leaving the Umbra. So I'm also leaving you, I'm just going to close the audio commentary after enjoying this super feed with you. It has been a privilege for me to share this live feed, and I was happy that the Virtual Telescope project made possible for many of you out there to enjoy such a beautiful eclipse. Well, it was not a total eclipse, it was just a partial one, a marginal partial eclipse, because the moon just entered the Earth shadow a little bit, with 6% of the lunar surface under the Earth Umbra, but it has been amazing, at least for me, to enjoy, thanks to the robotic eyes of the Virtual Telescope project, and it was a joy for me to bring the experience to the world. I saw many thousands of people joined our live feed, and I was happy to offer this. As you know, the Virtual Telescope project is giving more and more, so many more events are coming, and I suggest you to subscribe the YouTube channel of the Virtual Telescope project so that you will be notified, you will be prompted as soon as a new great adventure, cosmic adventure is approaching. I also invite you to join the Virtual Telescope Project page on Facebook. But above all, if you don't mind, I would like to invite you to support the Virtual Telescope Project. You see, we never ask for money to join our events. I forgot how many events. I think we are approaching 1,000 free events since we started this adventure 18 years ago. And if you want to support us, if you want us to keep alive this project, please consider donating to the Virtual Telescope Project. We never ask for money, but we have many costs to cover, particularly these last 2 years. They have been quite hard, but still I'm doing any effort to keep the Virtual Telescope Project alive with its public activities. So visit www.virtualtelescope.eu and donate to support us in this task. You know, we have a legendary reputation. We have been around for 18 years now. We have been featured by the most important media because we really do what we promise with a very serious approach. So if you want to support us, just consider donating, and that will make our life much easier. That's all from Gianluca Masi, Rome. But before leaving you to the only images, but they will be alive, they will be live even without comment, I still want to thank the technological partners of the Virtual Telescope Project. They are Software Bisque, C-Web and Telescope Live. That's all from Rome. Gianluca Masi is just sending his best wishes to everyone. While I'm going to stop the comment, images are coming live, so keep an eye to the moon while we are now crossing the penumbra of the Earth. Take care, just support the Virtual Telescope. You can donate on virtualtelescope.eu and subscribe to the YouTube channel you are now enjoying. Thank you so much. Keep looking up and looking forward to have you on board for the next cosmic journey. That's all. Take care. Good night.